Okay, so this is the place, huh? Kid narrowed her eyes, straining to see our surroundings in the darkness. Holy cow. So we've got trap. Eep. Hold on, I need to draw this better if I'm making a proper thing here. Trap. And then frozen flame door. There we go. A vast, pitch-black expanse surrounded us, whichever way we looked. It was as if we entered an impossible vast cave. We were in a place forgotten by time, unknown to the world, hidden deep within the bowels of the night. A gentle crimson light hovered in the darkness, the frozen flame. All right, now it's ours. The light of the flame ebbed and waned gently as if responding to Kid's voice. What the heck is this place? There's a mountain of bloody rubble everywhere. Miguel took a step forward into the room and said in a whisper that was almost a groan, "No, it can't be." "Ah, but it is. The ruins of the lost kingdom of mages." Ah, that's why he knows. And I don't think it's Miguel, by the way. I think that this is, Magnus. Because that's why he knows magic that he shouldn't know. Half of his face is covered. His hair matches in color, and he's wearing a cape. So, the voice drifted down through the darkness from above. Kid looked up in shock. "Let me save it. Lynx, I'll kick your flea-bitten arse so hard, you'll kiss the moon." Okay. Kid pulled her knife from her belt and threw it as hard as she could. It fell to the floor with a clang as if knocked out of the air by some unseen hand. Still the impetuous child as ever. "I see that there's no way to greet an old friend." "Slimy bastard!" Kid gritted her teeth with rage. "And you, Shadow Dweller, none of your tricks this time. You must think me a fool if you believe that I'll fall for that again." Miguel had been quietly slipping into the darkness that surrounded us, stopped dead in his tracks. So this was the infamous Lynx. We're gonna get a zoom in on him? Yep. Doesn't quite look like a cat, but okay. The lord of this dastardly manor. Man who murdered the closest thing Kid had to a family, who assassinated General Viper and eradicated the Order of the Arcadia Dragoons. "A pleasure, as always, my dear Kid. I must say, you followed the trail of breadcrumbs I laid for you admirably closely. My greedy little sneak thief. What the bloody—" She stepped forward, bristling. Lynx narrowed his eyes. His lips twitched into a snarl. "You know what I want, Kid. Give me that stone you carry." "The stone?" Did Kid have some kind of jewel that I didn't know about? I don't know what you're on about, mate. She was just about managed to recover her composure, narrowing her eyes scornfully at her old foe. "Spare me the act, child. I know you have it. I know she gave it to you. Hand over the time egg now." Oh, I see. It's the mirror. The what? Whatever it is, I've never heard of it. The Chrono trigger. Okay, so now I'm seeing how this connects. "You're dreaming if I think I'll give it to the likes of you," Kid shot back. "It's all I have left of her. I'll never let it go. Not for anyone. Definitely not you. I'll tell you what's gonna happen, you bastard. First, I'm gonna take the frozen flame. Then, I'm gonna ram it down your throat." "Incorrigible young fool. I was hoping this might be a civilized exchange. At last, it seems my words will only fall on deaf ears. You are determined to repeat your past errors." Is this how far she got last time? Lynx moved his hand to grip the ornate gold saber that hung from his belt. "Last time I showed mercy. and let you leave with your life. That was a mistake. Which I mean to correct. Sedge, Miguel, stay back. What, is this your fight? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Kid took a step forward, glaring at Lynx, her gaze unflinching. This ends here and now. You'll pay for what you done. You'll pay for what you did to Luca. This is how she dies. With a scream, Kid leapt into the air like a bird taking flight. Her foot lashed against a scathing kick aimed right at the side of Lynx's head. There was no contact where Lynx had been mere moments before, only empty space. Kid landed immediately and launched herself back into the air, putting full force into her momentum into another kick. This time, Lynx leaned back, letting Kid's foot swing past, only a hair's breadth from his nose. Then it was Lynx's turn. He lashed out with his saber, carving an arc through the air in front of him. Kid was ready for him, however, and had already jumped back to a safe distance. The two glared at each other from mere footsteps apart. At least you had the decency to prepare a little better than last time, Lynx purred. A red line appeared on Kid's cheek, slowly coalescing into a drip of blood. Kid! In a flash, she launched herself into yet another attack. Don't do this on your own, dude! Lynx dodged to the side and made another strike at her with the hilt of his saber. Kid moved awkwardly to avoid the attack, losing her footing. And then, Lynx was on her like a bird of prey before she could fully recover. There was a gasp and a cough as Lynx drove his knee into the pit of her stomach and Kid collapsed. A steady stream of red dripped from her lips. Will that be all, girl? Lynx gave Kid a merciless kick to the side, sending her flying. She landed on a pile of rubble, her body rolling until she hit a large stone pillar. There she lay lifelessly still. We're gonna use this to revive her, aren't we? Kid! Kid! I screamed her name as I charged towards Lynx. But Miguel was already there. He flew through the darkness, part of the shadow before crashing down on Lynx like a bolt of glue. Lynx jumped back. Countless threads of light flew through his fingertips towards Miguel. Huh? The droning hymn, the threads of light surrounded Miguel, crossing over one another. Oh, I see. This is supposed to be... Yeah, this is Magnus's kingdom, I see. And that's who Miguel is. He's Magnus. They spread to form a lattice of light that gave off a blinding glare that trapped Miguel where he stood. What is this? Miguel staggered and groaned, attempting to shield his eyes with his hands. It's a simple enough spell, my shadowy friend, for those inclined to learn it, and one which, sadly for you, leaves no darkness in which to hide. Lynx leered at Miguel with a venomous grin. You've been quite a thorn in my side. I'll let you live long enough to regret it. Miguel struggled and groaned. I had to do something. Kid and Miguel needed me, but what was I gonna do? Charge Lynx. Run to Miguel. I had to... Lynx started to make his way over towards Kid while I was paralyzed with indecision. Oh no. What's the matter, Kid? You were so bold a moment ago. Aren't you going to keep me entertained? Lynx looked down at his nose. The Kid had broken badly. Now, do you want to give me this time egg? We can still be civilized about this. I am, of course, a gentleman, and it pains me to have a fair maiden's valuables seized by force. Even if a fair maiden in question is, in fact, a filthy street rat. He pressed his foot into Kid's head. I could hear her voice and breath faintlessly. It's Luca's stone, not yours. I'll never give it to anyone. And no way I'll give it to the likes of you. I couldn't let him get any closer to her, but what was I gonna do? Get to Miguel. I ran to Miguel's side. Mag, are you okay? Leave me, you fool. You need to help Kid. He groaned and grimaced with pain, a web of light caught, holding him mercilessly in place. But... Ah! I heard a scream from behind me. Go to her, Surge, now! Delay any longer and you will regret it forever. He looked me dead in the eye. Do not make the same mistake I once made. You must protect her. I gave him a silent nod. got back to my feet, and then turned and ran towards Lynx and Kid. A fool! Lynx raised a saber over his head, and then plunged it into Kid's chest. Her body twisted as she gave a kneeling cry. Kid! What, is the game over? Slowly she turned to face me. Her eyes locked onto mine. Her lips trembled as if she were trying to say something. A thick stream of blood trickled from the little mouth that I used to long for. Then a single tear dropped from her cheek. With that, something precious left her body. Ugh. It was a wordless scream from my body, surging up from the bottom of my belly. Kid's slender hand fell to the floor, her fingers curled. A small black jewel rolled to the ground. Grab it! Lynx looked at it with wonder. The time egg. Before he could finish, the jewel sucked into the surrounding light, swirling into a heaving mass. Give me another chance, man. Everything vanished as the blackness spread. Was the world being swallowed into darkness itself? Where are we back to? Kid! Yeah. People made too many... I feel like it was doomed either direction. I couldn't save it before now, so if we have to go back, we have to go back a while. Just so we're clear. Is this one ending? Are there multiple endings to this? It's the tree. Okay, so clearly we got the bad ending. Okay, so this to me looks similar to the tree in which we had Chrono at. I mean, I can go back to my save file and do that again. There are a couple of endings and a few extra scenes. That's what I figured. Okay, so this time I know to go straight for Kid. That's what I have learned today. Was go straight for Kid. I want to see if there's anything after this, so I don't want to, like, just jump right ahead, but... Come on. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and put this down. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go from our save, which if I remember right was still a while back. Because it wouldn't let me save it anytime sooner. I figured Miguel/Magnus was going to be the better option for saving her, because he'd be more powerful. We're going to find out that this is why Magnus isn't hopping through time anymore, is because Magnus dies here. Because to me, that's what that seems like. Okay. Choice doesn't matter. How much Kid appreciates you does, which is determined by the choices you made throughout. Well, by the end, she really liked me. That's alright. I appreciate it. So, essentially, if I were to go back to the save point, we'd still get the same ending. Or would we be seeing something different? If her appreciation is high, she'll give up the time egg. If it's low, what happens? I don't want to go all through this again just to get her to hate me. I'm not going to do a completionist run for this one. This one was difficult as it was. My head's a little tired, to be honest. Okay. So, again, this still strikes me as the tree. It's pretty, though. The end. Yep. Oh. Her dying is what happens if her appreciation isn't high enough. Oh. I see. I mean, I didn't screw up, though, at any point. It's weird, though. So... I don't have any other way, though, to get her to... That's the thing, I didn't fail any single... Thanks, Nightbot. I didn't fail anything else. Okay, yeah, on second thought, send me the link. That might be better. So interesting. Her death is solely contingent on whether or not she likes you. So did I have to like run into more encounters or something? Thank you. Let me do it this way. New incognito window because I don't need the weird cookies. Okay. I wonder if they changed anything else. Oh, there is a direct. Oh no, I see. Okay. Oh, there's a whole armory that I didn't go to. Oh no, I did. I did. That's the guard room. Okay, so cheats. Demon, warlock, liches, blah blah blah. So essentially, do I just need to be in more fights? Okay, bonuses with that. Music test. Let's see. Da, 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 da. So let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at what I've got here. Command you to stop. Let's see, to escape it with your bones intact. Yeah, I did that. Okay, heading down it. Fight with Lynx will ensue. Both Kid and Miguel will be trapped. No matter what you choose, the result will be the same. Kid appreciates you enough, she'll give up the stone for you. But don't let the menus time out. That's my problem. I let the menu time out. So I didn't do that. Let's see. Yeah, so let's go ahead and reload. I don't know where we're at, though. The atrium came into view. Hello? I don't remember if we went to Riddell's room or not. I have no idea how to check what we were doing previously. Yeah, let's go back to her room. Because then we'll know. We'll know if she does that whole dialogue again if we're at that. Because it might just be a second. Okay, yeah. We're at the point now where we went to go talk to Riddell. That's fine, though. I know what to do now. Yeah, I accidentally let one of them time out, and it wasn't on purpose. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we gotta go all the way back to... We gotta go back to the clock room. But yeah, so my appreciation with her, I think, is high enough. I just think I let one of the things time out, and that was the problem. So, we're gonna go do this right. And it shouldn't take me super long, especially because I'm not taking the time to read everything. We just went ahead and tried this, so... Yada yada yada. I'm aware. Don't worry, we're going. We are going. Okay, go bring the sword. Okay. Now we can take our leave. And we leave the room. Hopefully it'll let me save it more frequently. Because it wasn't letting me save it for a while. To the left towards the atrium. I knew I should have saved it sooner. Oh well. At least I know exactly what I'm doing at this point. And any fights that we get into, I'm going to know how to survive them, so... go to the terrace. Keep following the corridor. I wonder if we go back outside and talk with her, if things will change. Can we open the door? Just get our sword and go. Okay, get the sword. Analyzer, Miasmine. So yeah, I'm putting money on it that Miguel is Magnus. And that's why his name is spelled that way. In those dark dreams, was Kid only a scrawny little girl, I wonder? Suddenly my thoughts were interrupted. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, hold on. I shouldn't have said anything. Don't worry. I saved it right before we went in. That was on me. Come on, continue from my save, please. Thank you. Come on. To the left of the fountain. Lesson was learned. I know. Up the stairs. I shouldn't just keep tapping. That was my problem. Once we get to the door, I'm going to have to be more careful. Terrace. I want to go out onto the terrace real quick. We return to the quiet terrace overlooking the garden, and then I talk to Kid. Blimey, Sedge. Oh, yeah, okay. So we already said this. Words of praise, yada yada. We go back inside. And then we go to the right. Okay. We opened it. Saving it. No, wait. Go back. I thought I hit the... Turn back. Thought I hit the thing. Went inside. There we go. Oh well, at least I'm more likely to find stuff to fight that's gonna like me. Save. This way, if I screw it up again, we can come back to it really easily. Okay. Does. Blada blada. Enemy. Yada yada. Just say nothing. Okay, there we go. Now we can leave. Okay. Now we can go back upstairs. We go to the right. Keep going straight. Continue onward. All the way to the top. Dusty looking door. Save it. See, now I'm going to oversave because it wouldn't let me save for so long once we went down the elevator shaft. So, let's go inside. Yeah, I'm going to definitely save it before we go into the manor room. Okay. I gotta wait until the thing happened, I guess. Okay, there we go. Door is shut. Here we go again. We have to stop the trap. Okay. I wonder if they'll ever make another in the Chrono series. Duck their heads. Sword, use it. Plunge it into the ground. Because I know, like, they're super focused with, like, Final Fantasy, but I don't see why Final Fantasy took off when Chrono Trigger didn't. I wonder if it was that Chrono Cross was just too confusing for people. So thereby they, like, put a hard stop to it. I'd like to see them pick back up, like, it as a whole. Just kind of going forward. Since a lot of older IPs are getting picked back up again. But, I don't know. Because, I mean, universally, everyone's like, yeah, no, Chrono Trigger was a masterpiece, myself included. And I really liked Chrono Cross, so I don't know, maybe this threw people off? I have no clue. Continued onward. Realized something was very wrong. Faint whispering as if a spell were being cast. Oh. One of you! Demon. Went for it with a knife. Yep, got it. We're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. Disappear mid-fight. Easily disappear into the darkness. Felt like nothing could stop me. Few words of praise. Continue onward. Continue onward. Keep going. Down the steps. Went down the stairs. See, I'm at the point now where I've kind of got this figured out. Okay, the atrium is on the left. Go through the atrium. And it should be on the left from here. To the left towards the dungeon. Go inside. There we go. Okay, so we got it. Da 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 da. Meaningless. I gotta just turn to Miguel on this one. Yeah, no, I'm fully convinced that this is Magnus. It would make sense. That would be why he would know about the ancient city that he used to live in. The kingdom to the north. So... Yada, 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 yada. We did this. Let's go. Yep. I know. We're done. We leave. Yeah. Okay, going straight forward. Go through the atrium. Take a second to save it just in case. Then we go back upstairs. Continue onward. Go up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the steps. Okay. Dead end, terrace, all of this. So I thought I could save it in the main hall, so it didn't let me, and thus it threw me off. So right towards the main hall. Oh, cool. Now I get something to fight. I know how to handle this. I jump behind Miguel. Perfect. I'm content with this. Yep. Dying slowly. Everything's cold. It's great. Ectoplasm. And boom, let there be heat. Okay. I'm sitting here just waiting for the light. Okay. Wake up on the ground. Everything's fine. Let's go into the room and then pull the third thing on the left. Okay, keep moving. Third thing on the left. Nothing can stop me. Yeah, see? Rare words of praise. Ooh, it let me save after that. Hey, I'll take it. Find ourselves in front of some double doors. Okay, this is the last place to save. Go inside. So third on the left, and then it's... I still have the note from the Griffin, so... Okay, coast is clear. So I don't have to read any of this, because we already did this. So... Cool, I got no water left. Joyous. Candlestick. Here we are. Let's just go down. Keep moving. I mean, to be fair, this does kind of look like Magnus's old castle a little bit. Frozen flame. Expectation. Veiled in silence. Response to my thoughts. Kid. Sometimes I feel like it's a losing battle. Yada yada. We'll win. Yeah. Okay. So let's go grab the egg. We can do this. Okay. His voice soft as ever, because he probably sees his sister in her. Struggle pulling you into the abyss, yeah. Okay. Looks like the end of the line. Here we go. Into the trap. Yep, just keep going. Onward. End of the line for links. Yeah. Okay, Lynx's hideout. Da. Decided to speak. What is the frozen flame? So we finally got our answer with that. And okay. Ugh. So let's go. We can do this. Trap. Waiting for it. Then we're gonna just stop randomly. Trudge through the dark passage. And boom. Right into a trap. Okay. Now if we can just get back to Lynx. So according to the Griffin, right 3, left 2, right 2. Yeah, anyone want to take a look at the guy with the cape and tell me he doesn't look kind of like Magnus, but with blonde hair? I'm just saying. Or Magus, as everyone else calls him. But to me, he's still Magnus. Okay. Hide against the light. Hurt us all. Okay, right 3. Right 3 times. That's one way out. Okay, left 2 times, my bad. Left twice. Okay. Right twice. Right twice. There we go. Found a gap in the wall. Okay. So now, so long as I manage to run towards Kid, we should be okay. I mean, I should be able to go to either of them, but... Blows that I couldn't save up till this point, though. Okay. We're coming for you. We're getting this. So we go and we get the egg from her while she's getting knocked to the ground. Okay. I really wish I could change this whole, like, speed of read thing, but... Okay, impudent child as ever. Shadow Dweller. Close up on Lynx. Yada yada. Pleasure is always my dear kid. Stones. Okay, recover composure. Spare it to me. Hand me the time egg now. Okay. All I got left. Gonna ram that flame down your throat. Okay, enough talking. Let her go for it. Get her butt kicked. Contact with Lynx. Lashed out arc. Okay. Blood on her cheek. Launched into another attack. Hit awkwardly. Coughed to her knees. Kid collapsed. Okay. So now she's on the floor. Now Miguel is all locked up. Okay. Leads you a little place to hide. Live to make you regret it. I had to do something. Ran to Kid. Kid! I ran to where she lay. She was flat out, still collapsed where she had fallen. Blood still ran from her mouth. Kid, say something! I crouched down next to her, glancing at her face in panic. She groaned. Then she began to stir, her face twisted with pain. Sedge. It's okay, Kid, I'm here. How touching. I thought I would be more concerned about my own well-being if I were you. The voice came from... that's not her. How touching. Although I would be more concerned about my own well-being if I were you. The voice came from behind me. It felt as if ice water had been poured down my back. I jumped to my feet and turned around. Oh, cool, we're face to face with him again. Lynx was looking down at me with a cold, emotionless stare. Any friend of Kid's is certainly no friend of mine. Forgive me, but I cannot permit you to leave this place alive. Before I realized it, his hand had shot out towards me. His claw-like fingers clamped around my throat. Ooh, I couldn't breathe. Tightening his grip, Lynx lifted me bodily. What? Lifted me by my body, I think, until my feet were dangling in the air. I could feel his talons mercilessly digging deeper and deeper into my neck. Panic filled my mind. Look, Kid. See your friend, see him suffer? This is your doing. This is your hand around his neck. Kid's breathing was ragged, blood still dripping from her lips. Her eyes open. She groggily raised her head. She couldn't get up. She didn't have the strength. Sedge. Give me the time egg. Do you even know what it is? I suspect not. Think of it as a concentrated pocket of space. With the frozen flame and the time egg in hand, one can bend the fabric of space and time and rewrite the past. There are errors that I mean to correct, mistakes in the past that must be set right. Lynx's narrow, emotionless eyes returned to my face. How long before he perishes, I wonder? I struggled to breathe, but could only make out choking sounds. Kid screamed my name. Decide, or you will watch. Will you watch the boy die or relent? Does his life mean nothing to you? I can't. She balled her hands into fists and dropped her gaze. My vision started to fade. And then I heard her voice as she struggled to speak through the pain. I'm sorry, Serge, but I swore I'd sacrifice anything to stop Link. Don't worry about me. Give him the time egg. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. It was all I could do to force the words out past Lynx's icy grip. I was starting to black out. Was this really how it was going to end? For crying out loud, fine, you win. Here, have your damn rock. Lynx's grip on my throat loosened. Groaning with pain, Kid reached a shaky hand into her shirt. I knew you would come around in the end. Lynx threw my body to the ground and then walked over towards her. Just shut up and take it, you bastard. It's all you deserve. With all the strength she could muster, Kid lashed out at Lynx with her right hand. Yeah. He leapt back in a desperate attempt to evade the blow, but it was too late. Kid's nails, sharp as cat's claws, raked mercilessly into his face. Lynx roared in pain. He staggered, clutching his left eye. Blood oozed through the gaps in his fingers. You wretched little shit of a girl. Lynx stood awkwardly, still clutching at the wound on his face. The fingers of his free hand arched into furious talons as he walked back towards Kid, who lay on the ground. I will kill you all. He kicked her hard, concentrating all of his wrath and venom into the blow. Kid gasped as the wind was knocked out of her, yet more blood ran from her mouth as her body rolled across the floor. Kid! I yelled hoarsely, clutching my burning throat with one hand. Lynx turned his head slowly to look at me, one eye fixing on me coldly as it came into view. He took a step towards me. Yes, perhaps it would be better to start with you. My dear Kid, rest assured your friend's death will be most elaborate and a painful one. You will truly know what it means to suffer, boy. I will put you through the same suffering as I did that Luca woman. Kid's body stirred with shock and horror. Her eyes slowly opened, fixing on Lynx. They were wild eyes, stained with the blood that poured from her brow. Gritting her teeth, she staggered to her feet. Lynx! Lynx! And with an explosion of light bursting forth from the frozen flame, another light began to form from around somewhere near Kid's chest, resonating with the light of the frozen flame. The twin lights intertwined, twirling slowly upward. And as it rose, the golden spiral spread. No, it can't be! Lynx stood motionless, transfixed by the spectacle. Was this the Time Egg's power? Okay, Kid screamed. In a raging blaze of light engulfed her. I'll never let you do it again. I'll never let you steal from me again. I'm going to say that in her accent again, better. I'll never let you do that again. I'll never let you steal from me again. Bathed in the glow, her body shook. Blood-red tears dripped from her eyes as they took on a distant look. And then she collapsed to the ground as if all the life had gone out of her. Ooh, boy. Okay. I heard a voice. It was quiet and still like the evening. It has come to pass. Kid is retracing her lost memories back through time, back to the Lost Kingdom. That's gotta be Magnus. And the frozen flame. It was as though her power of that falling kingdom, that it was swallowed in the all-encompassing vortex of time. In her grief, she wished to disappear. Her past, her future, she wanted it all to sink into a void, to be lost to the seething whirl of time. She despised what she had done. She closed herself off from all that she saw and heard, and cursed her very existence. But the stone wished for her to live. The hands of her clock were rewound, her memory unraveled, and the stone gave her a chance to begin again. The stone had both the power and the will to bring this about. Oh, that's right. And the Time Egg, too. Sinking through the sea of time, she drifted here, a mere babe, her memories as a blank slate. I see. The Time Egg shattered, its fragments raining down on the world, becoming shards of sorrow and anguish. The world around us drifted into pieces. It swallowed us, engulfed us. We were consumed, locked into the void, and then a girl's scream echoed in the darkness. That voice, was that Kid? It sounded just like... No, this is all wrong. The black vortex, it surrounds us. No, stop. Okay, so I see what you're saying. The end doesn't quite Oh, no, it does. Where am I? There's dinosaurs. I have lost everything, but now I can but wander. The worlds drift. The time is a blur. There's only an endless, unknowable sea. This is the place where time begins and ends. This is where all life finds peace. I see myself as a baby, crying next to my mother, an exhausted yet proud look on her face. I see myself aged and wizened, waiting to succumb to death's embrace with a smile. I see countless incarnations of myself walking time's intricate corridors as a ghost. This is a place where countless worlds overlap and infinite dreams play out. Oof. If only I could rest here for eternity. If only I could free myself from all my burdens and sleep here in a sea of dreams. But I could hear it calling me. I hear the song. Do I get to save it here? No. That was the song that was in Verdell's box. Yeah. Kid, please. Can you hear me? Kid. Oh, I bet you this was Kid that was passed out. Kid, say something. Kid, you've got to stay with me. Who's that? Who's calling for me? Well, that's got to be Surge, right? Come on, honey, wake up. Sedge? Where am I? Kid, you're awake. I heard a song. It was beautiful. It was that song that Luca loved. Kid closed her eyes and her face glowed with a warm smile. I'll never forget that song. Makes me want to cry whenever I hear it. I'm just glad you're back. I felt like I was losing you. I felt like you were going somewhere far, far away. Before I knew it, I was humming the song for you. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I wrote it when I started out as a musician. I knew you liked it, so Kid gave a gentle nod. It was you. You were the one that called me back. It was you calling my name. Thanks, Sedge. It's okay. It's okay now. I'm back. Suddenly, she gasped with pain. Lynx's saber had plunged deep into her right shoulder. And towering over us was Lynx himself. Not again. I told you, Kid. I told you I would kill you. She had no strength left to tackled Lynx. Damn you! I charged at him with all the strength I had left. It's quite a knife, brat. He lashed out at me with his saber. Oh! I staggered and collapsed on the ground. But what about Kid? Was she okay? I looked desperately around to find her. My eyes were clouded with pain. Alas, your time has come. He raised the saber high, prepared to strike. Enough. I don't know who's saying it, but enough. Stunned, we looked towards the intruder. You. Is it Riddell? There stood an old crone, her wizened features obscured by a heavy hood. How she made it all this way down here. Lady Vera. And what have we done to bring Poor's Magister General running, I wonder, he growled. It's been far too long, Lord Lynx. A pity that I seem not to have caught you at your best. The crone met Lynx's mad stare head on. I will take the frozen flame. After all, it seems you two have been quite unable to decide which of you should have it. She raised a hand, and armed soldiers poured into the room. Miguel lifted Kid to her feet. This seems like a good time to leave. Lynx snarled, You'll regret this, witch. He kicked off from the floor, his body rose into the air. He then turned his venomous glare on us. And you, Kid, you'll pay for this with your life soon enough. You will never be safe from me. And with that, he disappeared like a puff of smoke. The crone lingered for a moment, her eyes resting on us. Kid, if you wish to try and steal the frozen flame again, you are welcome to try any time you please. We'll be waiting. But you'll have to get out of here alive first. The soldiers drew their weapons and fell upon us. darkness, heed my call. With Kid slumped against him, Miguel spread his arms and drew a sigil in the air. And thus we fled. Hurry, Surge, this way. I grabbed onto him, and we plunged into the darkness. Well, I think we're out. I hope. Yeah, see, this is a much better ending. Thanks to Miguel's magic, we managed to escape the manor alive. With the lights of the torches dotted the forest, we could hear soldiers calling to one another. We stopped briefly in the darkness of the woods. Kid leaned heavily on a tree, desperately trying to quiet her ragged breathing. It was a terrible wound she suffered. It seemed to be taking its toll. Are you okay, Kid? Yeah, don't worry about me, mate. We're surrounded. It won't be long before they find us, said Miguel, his eyes cautiously scanning the area. Kid raised her head to look at me. It's me and Miguel all the way that they want. Get out of here, Serge. It's us they want, not you. What are you saying? I'm not leaving you here. Look at you. You can barely stand. It's nothing. And I can't handle. Besides, I got Miguel with me. If they catch us, they won't go easy on you. But stay. I've remembered everything. I remembered another me. A me from a long, long time ago. Slowly, Kid averted her gaze, looking up at the night sky. I have to go. The stars reflected in her eyes. Suddenly, she looked like nothing more than an ordinary young girl with a sad, distant expression on her face. Kid. Don't worry, Sidge. I'm okay. We'll meet again. She smiled. We'll meet again somewhere, someday. Sometime, I promise. Her eyes closed gently. I didn't manage to nick the frozen flame in the end. And I lost the time egg, too. The only thing I had left to Lucas. But everything's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. There's something inside me that shines brighter than any stupid jewel. The most important thing in the world. She opened her eyes again and fixed them on me. I could have lost myself in their depths forever. No one could take it from me. Not for as long as I live. There's something else in the world I wanted, but this, I doubt I'd ever want anything again. I only wanted this moment. All the clocks in the world could have stopped right then for all I cared. Oh, no. Sorry, this isn't her saying it. This is me. There was nothing else I wanted in this world. I doubt I'd ever want anything again. I only wanted this moment. All the clocks in the world could have stopped right then and there for all I cared. This is exactly what I wished for as I gazed at her. Goodbye, Sidge. Thanks. She looked down and then turned away and disappeared into the darkness of the night. Would I ever see her again? Kid! Don't follow me, Sidge. Please, just don't. I strained to try and catch a glimpse of her as the last traces of her shadow vanished towards a place I might never reach again. No, Kid! I leapt to my feet, meaning to chase after her, but a shadow soon blocked my path. Miguel? Without saying a word, he slowly shook his head. Behind the mask, I saw sadness in his eyes. Then the shadow withdrew and melted into the darkness. Miguel! Kid! Wait, don't leave me! I screamed into the night, but there was no reply. The black silence swallowed my cries. Kid! Kid! Oof. Okay, well. Grandfather's tome. Where all the story was written. And so ends another tale. Perhaps one day I'll see Kid, Miguel, and Riddell again. One day. somewhere at another time in another world. Perhaps none of us will even realize it. But that's a story for another day. For now, I must put down my pen. Oh. I closed my grandfather's diary. And then from downstairs, I heard my mother calling. "Did you hear me? Your friend's here." Nimble footsteps charged from up the stairs. The door flew open and tumbled a young girl who seemed somehow familiar. "Hey," said, "beautiful day for adventuring. I found a rundown old manor off the woods in the north. Want to go explore? Come on, put the book down. Let's get out of here." Yep. Another incarnation of them. Go ahead. It was still all pixelated when you pulled it up. It's fine. I didn't expect... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, her braid is out. So yeah, now it's the three of us on the hill. My outfit looks so weird. And I'm convinced that Miguel is Magnus. Man, yeah, okay. Ending totally changed, 100%, completely mattered, was way a lot longer and way more satisfying. 100%. Man. Okay. So my initial complaint of not at all understanding where the beams crossed, between this being like a storybook game and being something of the Chrono Trigger story, is now like solved now that we've hit the end. Right? That final confrontation feels like they put together all of the connectors to some degree, but even then it still feels a little bit rough. Like, I feel like... I mean, the Chrono Trigger and the egg itself are what save it, right? But I feel like any other two MacGuffins that you could have inserted, like, right there, when combined, would have had the same effect narratively on the story. And keep in mind, I'm not sitting here saying that I hate it. I really enjoyed the story. I thought this was clever. I really liked it. I liked the puzzles. I liked solving it. I had a good time with this story, so please do not take what I'm saying as criticism in any way, shape, or form to be a negative reflection of this story. What I'm saying is that if I had been the writer on this, there is more that I would have done to make this feel real, right? Because it's hard when you do any form of like prequels, because in my head, this is what this is. In my head, this is a prequel, not a sequel. Only because I imagine that this is what happens the first time, because we don't get to see Magnus in regular Chrono Cross. So I imagine that they keep up this set of cycles on repeat until Magnus actually dies. Right? So that's my perspective. Now, that being said, if I was the person writing this, I'd have put more into it to make it appear... Oh, it's such a cute photo, like, cute image as a whole. I would have put more stuff into this to make it feel... Yay, Finn. To make it feel like it was an actual, like, Chrono Cross story, right? On the doors, I might have had... Because they bothered to go with a lot of other intricate designs, but I would have had more Vipers on the doors, right? Because it used to be Viper Manor. I'd have made the villains things that we had seen in other... Like the Hecarim thing was a really good usage of that. But the things that we fought... Okay, so we saw some base skeletons, alright? Had happened, yeah. The ghosts, kind of. The goblins, not at all. I mean, in Chrono Trigger, we saw some goblins, but, like, that's the thing, right? They didn't look at all like any of those things. Which shouldn't be hard, because those were significantly more pixelated. So, like, narratively, they did a pretty good job of, like, sprinkling some of this stuff in. But my only criticism is that, like, in their art department, they could have made it feel... By the way, here's our map. In the art department, they could have made it feel more like we were actually in Viper Manor, to some degree, more than we already did, without doing any extra work, without putting any extra processing power on, like, the game and the things running it. So that's my only negative critique, is I feel like if you had just simply replaced the MacGuffins and changed the names of the characters, this wouldn't be a Chrono Cross game. The MacGuffins in this case being the Chrono Trigger itself and the Frozen Flame. Those are MacGuffins. So with that being said, like, I liked the story that I got. Do I think it was a well integration of Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger to create this? Yeah, no, not particularly. I think they could have aimed for a little bit more. We could have had more of an explanation with the old crone than just, like, she's just the head of Poor's military, despite the fact that we never got to see her in Chrono Cross. It would have been more interesting if it was Commander Norris disguised as an old crone, because then... And you wouldn't even have to create any new assets either. Because, like, we have met Commander Norris in Chrono Cross, you know? So if you had done more of that, I feel like this would have been integrated better. That and the statue of Venus really throws me off. That statue of Venus was, like, the first thing where I'm like, this shouldn't be here. At all. The statue of Venus pulled me the most out of it, and if you want a talking statue, you should have gone with the talking statue that looked like a dragon. Because, and only because, they had dragon gods in this world. They didn't have Roman gods in this world, and that's my only complaint. Like, otherwise, because that pulled me way out of it more than anything. The pipe organs I was willing to believe, everything else, but... Yep. Le treasure interdit. Interdit. I have a feeling I understand what interdit means, but I'm just still gonna do the translation. French to English. Interdit. Oh! Okay, so I had no clue. So interdit means prohibited. So Kid, the Prohibited Treasure. Or, as this whole series is called, Radical Dreamers, the Prohibited Treasure.